Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. Tesla's energy has only just begun. Tesla is just about to ramp this up now like nothing before. If analysts are looking backwards to see how they have been growing through the last 10 years to try to predict where Tesla will be by the end of this decade, or even just the next couple of years, they will be very surprised on just how fast Tesla will grow now and the profits it will bring. Tesla did show us this at their investor day, saying this is just the beginning, we are here. So yes, the energy side of Tesla's business is hardly a blimp on the radar today, but that is all about to change with their two new Megapack factories that is about to become money printing machines. Wall Street is sleeping on this one, but that just means big opportunities as Tesla's sleeping giant is about to wake up. So let's check it all out and let's dive right in. Tesla is not done with ramping up their Lathrop Megapack factory before they start building the next one. And as Tesla said themselves at Investor Day, they are taking all they have learned from Lathrop and putting that into the construction and production of the next factory. And the first one in Lathrop was built in only 12 months. So we should expect this new one to be even faster to build, as is also built in China as well. So by this time next year, we can expect Megapacks coming off the assembly line at Tesla's next 40 gigawatt-hour Megapack factory. And just the first factory at Lathrop was crazy big because no one in the industry is even planning for this kind of level of battery storage production. Some of the biggest deals I have heard of and have been able to find is FlexGen, an energy storage system integrator that has made a deal with CATL with a 3-year contract of 10 gigawatt hours of their big storage units. But remember, this is 3-year contract, so it is only about 3.3 gigawatt hours per year. And this might be one of the biggest battery storage deal out there. I have not been able to find a bigger one. So if you see one, please let me know. So this was in October 2020. So it is probably for 2023 and 24 and 25 where they will install 10 gigawatt hours of storage combined. I have heard about other battery storage providers that are planning for an annual production in 2026 of 6 gigawatt hours. So I can't really find anyone else that is taking the scale of utility battery storage to heart as Tesla is. As if we compare these 10 gigawatt hours of 3 years with Tesla, they will probably have installed about 155 gigawatt hours of Megapacks in 2023, 24 and 25 combined. So more than 15x, 15 times larger from maybe their closest competitor. And Lathrop is at a run rate about 12 packs a day now, so that is an annual run rate about 4,200 units, or about 42% of their max capacity of 10,000 units. But they are of course still ramping up. So they did about 6.5 gigawatt hours last year without much help from Lathrop, so they should easily be able to do like 15 gigawatt hours this year, very conservatively, just from the Lathrop factory, as they are already at 40% of the run rate. So we are probably looking at something like 20 gigawatt hours of Megapacks installed in 2023. But now we know they will build another one in China, also a 40 gigawatt hour of production, and that will be done in the spring of 2024. So in 2024, with Lathrop at full capacity and China at maybe 15 gigawatt hours, so now we're talking about at least 55 gigawatt hours of capacity, as that is just Lathrop at full capacity and 15 gigawatt hours of the 14 gigawatt hours the Chinese factory is able to do, and not even counting in the 6 gigawatt hours from Nevada that they are able to produce as they did in 2022. So these are conservative numbers if you ask me. As Tesla has said, they are no longer battery constrained, so it is only about ramping up production, and the next factory will be able to do this much faster. And then in 2025 we should expect to have both of these factories at full capacity. So now we're talking about 80 plus gigawatt hours of production of Megapacks. And to put these insane numbers in perspective, as I just talked about, a huge CATL deal with FlexGen, we are talking about 10 gigawatt hours over 3 years. Here we are talking about 80 gigawatt hours in 1 year. So Tesla's numbers are absolutely huge compared to the entire battery storage industry today. In the US, there was installed about 4.8 gigawatt hours in 2022 from the entire battery storage industry. And in only 2 years, Tesla will hit 80 gigawatt hours. And with more than 40 gigawatt hours in just the US, Tesla will next year produce about 10 times more gigawatt hours of battery storage than the entire industry did last year in the US. And this is without the rumored European factory. But this will for sure happen. It would make no sense to not build a one in Europe as well, as we have many countries with high level of renewable energy in the grid, and Tesla is already installing huge Megapacks plants here in continental Europe and the UK, so not having to transport these huge and heavy Megapacks around the world will save Tesla a lot of time, money and emission. So of course they will build one in Europe as well. The question is only when, but I think very soon. So these numbers could quickly become outdated with a third factory on the way, and these factories are going to be money printers, as they are only a fraction of the price of a car plant. But 10,000 Megapacks a year, which is the max capacity of the factories, that is about $20 billion in revenue. And we don't know what the cost is for Tesla to build them, but Sandy Munro has said that 40% is probably not wrong. Others have said 50%, others in 20 or 30%. So I'm going with 40% here, as this seems to be kind of the average and what Sandy Munro is guessing. So $20 billion in revenue, that is $8 billion in profits from just one of these factories. And with only the two we know of in 2025, already we could see Tesla have $16 billion in profit from their Megapack business. Remember, Tesla only had $12.5 billion in net profit last year. So in only 2 years, the Megapack business could be bigger in profits than what all of Tesla is today. So if we add another factory, the European one, and say that will also be ready in 2026 and fully ramped, we are looking at $24 billion in profits. Already this year, we could be looking at about $3 billion in profits just from this side of the business. And remember, Tesla is aiming for 1 terawatt hour of energy per annum. So they are not done. As they said on Investor Day, we are only just beginning. But when you're earning about $8 billion in profits per year for every factory you build, and the factory for sure will cost less than $1 billion, this is just the biggest no-brainer ever. And remember, for every kilowatt hour Tesla produce in the US, they will also get the $35 in tax incentive from the government on top of everything. And of course, for every 5 Megapacks they install, Tesla will earn annually revenue of about $5,000 in maintenance. Not a huge number for Tesla, but still bringing in even more money. But for Tesla to get to 1 terawatt hours of production of battery storage, they will need something like 25 Lathrop factories. And if everyone earns at least $8 billion, that is $200 billion in profits. So we still have a long way to go and a lot of work ahead, but the opportunity is humongous. And most of Wall Street and the automotive analysts are sleeping on this opportunity. It doesn't fit in their spreadsheet. So Tesla is really setting themselves up to become the world's biggest utility company with the biggest charging network for the transportation sector and the biggest energy storage system, especially if we also count in all the 6,500 Powerwalls Tesla is producing right now per week. Remember, just their little pilot project in California with the Powerwalls and the virtual power plant has a size of about 45 megawatt hours already today. So that little pilot project already has half the size of the biggest utility battery storage system on continental Europe in Belgium of 100 megawatt hours. So I think this is also a part of Tesla's energy storage business that almost everyone is sleeping on, as we have already seen how good this works in both California and Texas, where people are getting paid by Tesla to help out the grid when needed, or sell back the energy when the prices are high, or react like a peaker plant if the grid goes down. We have already seen this play out. So when people really start to realize they can get paid instead of having to pay for electricity, this will take off like wildfire, as Tesla has also showed at Investor Day in South Australia, where they have the other big pilot project of their Powerwall with solar installed in 5,000 homes. The normal payment for electricity in South Australia is about $142 a month. And with solar and Powerwall, you cut that cost in half. But connecting it to the grid and connecting with Tesla software, you get paid. As 70% of South Australia electricity did come from the cheapest form of energy, solar and wind. But that is the future, and many places are already at that level, like here in most of Scandinavia where I live. And Tesla knows just how good a deal this is. When the energy comes from renewable energy, it is dirt cheap. So Tesla will roll out a plan for Tesla's customers, only Tesla customers in Texas, and that will be something that every Tesla owner will be able to get at some point in the future, is my bet. But Tesla is starting with Texas, where Tesla owners will be able to charge for only $30 a month and have unlimited overnight charging, forcing people to charge at night in Texas where the wind blows and a lot of renewable energy is generated. So this will help the grid, help more people driving on more renewable energy. So all your daily driving in a month for $30. In a Model 3 or Model Y, that is about what you pay for just one full charge of battery of 75 kilowatt hours. And that will give you about 300 miles of range depending on your model. But if you, like me, drive about 2,000 miles a month, this is an absolutely bargain. You have to be insane if you live in Texas and own a Tesla and not get this deal. You will pay for what you normally would pay for about 300 miles of range. And now you have, in theory, 30 days with 300 miles of driving available to you. So you can drive about 9,000 miles for $30. In theory. Just amazing. But Tesla is not starting now with their energy business. They have been doing this for 10 years, so they have all the experience they need, not just in making the battery packs, but also the software running them, like Tesla's virtual machine mode. They started implementing that last summer. The first to test it out was the Hornsdale power plant in South Australia. The product was even revealed by Neoen, the French energy provider that owns the Hornsdale Power Reserve, announcing that it obtained approval to offer the world's first grid-scale inertia service through Tesla's technology. Hornsdale Power Plant is the first big battery in the world to deliver grid-scale inertia service thanks to Tesla's pioneering virtual machine mode technology. As more wind and solar power replace fossil fuel generation, less mechanical inertia is available on the grid, removing a natural stability buffer in the case of grid disturbance. Tesla's virtual machine mode is designed to address these stability challenges by virtually emulating mechanical inertia. Megapack's built-in inverters with virtual machine mode create grid-forming dynamics that provide grid strength respond to added and rejected loads, and maintain quality voltage at the point of interconnection. In South Australia, the Hornsdale Power Plant Reserve on its own can provide up to 3000 megawatt seconds of inertia by using virtual machine mode, roughly half of the state's entire inertia needs from just this one battery plant, thanks to Tesla's software. Neon commented on the deployment of the technology at the Hornsdale Power Reserve and said, "This landmark achievement is the result of 2 years of extensive trials and intensive collaboration between Neon and battery technology provider Tesla." What? No, the car company. No, the battery technology provider Tesla, working closely with AEMO and Electranet, South Australia's network operator. Together, they completed the necessary studies, testing and analysis to deploy this pioneering technology at scale for the first time ever, adding power, stability, and not just energy. And one grid operator using Tesla's virtual machine mode said they would not make a grid on 100% renewables without this software. They tried it, but it didn't work. You need this kind of software to make a grid on 100% renewables work. And this is something no one else has but Tesla. Tesla is pioneering this energy business, just as they did with their Autobidder software to sell and buy energy to and from the grid. So Tesla's system is the one to get. As Tesla showed on their solar inverter architecture white paper, their levelized cost of energy, their LCOE, is the cheapest on the market. LCOE is just the lifetime cost of the system divided by the lifetime energy generation of the system. And Tesla is the cheapest, but the most reliable and most energy dense system you can get. And did I mention the cheapest? There is just no contest here. So if you need a system like this, Tesla is the best and the cheapest. Very hard to compete with, especially when Tesla will take the scaling of these packs to a level never seen before by the entire industry. And Tesla is also leading when it comes to installation speed. Since 2019, Tesla has increased their installation speed by 4x. So Tesla is also able to install more units than anyone else, as they can install them faster, just as we see with their charging network. So far in Q1 2023, Tesla has installed almost 1,300 superchargers just in the US alone. That is about 59% of all new charging ports being installed in Q1 in the US. Insane. But Tesla also reduced the amount of employees they need to install the Megapacks by 3 times in the same period, making it even cheaper for Tesla to install the Megapacks as well, as Tesla has been making innovation and improvements through the last 10 years. The others that are just starting now are going to have a hard time catching up. Many people, especially automotive analysts, are sleeping on this, that Tesla's sleeping giant is awakening. This is the product that will retire fossil fuel, one power plant at a time. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.